Welcome back. We are starting the quests in the Dome City. So we have one like from before that Outlaws helped us enter the Dome City, and he said to us that we should give the fake ID to Cooper, his friend. And I did that in my other two playthroughs. I want to see what will happen if we actually give the ID card to the other guy. Basically report that in. Since we are clerics and clerics run this city, let's actually do that.
I have a forged ID for you.
Are you trying to get me angry? Let me guess. Gregor, the Dome Guard, sent you. I told him 1,000 times I'm not responsible for these things. Alois is the city's supervisor. You should report such matters to him. Go on, go and play Gregor's messenger boy.
I will take the ID to Alois.
Ah, no, it's all right, it's all right. Just give it here. I'll take care of it. Shit, I'm sorry I bit your head off. It's just, I've got enough to deal with without getting bogged down in the petty stuff. But Gregor keeps sending me every task he comes across. If there's trouble with the generators or the dome, then I'm your man. I have enough to deal with without counterfeit passes or toilet breaks for guards or shortages of hinges in the West Quarter. Still, that's not your problem. Thank you for bringing me the pass. Please take your reward for honorable service to the Dome. I'll check to see who this ID was customized for, then a suggester can take care of the rest. Deceit like this can only lead us to uncovering a greater lie.
Why don't we have a dome like this in the Hort?
The dome requires immense amounts of energy, and the fluctuations in it have to be constantly balanced. The technology is complex. That means there's no way to cover the Hort with a shield like this. Besides, the cliffs around Hort give it a natural protection.
Can this dome survive an Albatech?
Of course. Why do you think we built it? As long as we can maintain a constant energy flow, then they can't get in. Unfortunately, achieving that isn't so easy. Some of the energy regulators are starting to malfunction again.
I can repair the energy regulators for you.
Thanks for the offer, but that's not necessary. I've already repaired the components. They just haven't all been installed yet.
About the broken energy regulators. What will happen if they aren't repaired?
If just one regulator fails, it could mean an emergency shutdown for the dome. Otherwise, the discharge it would create could kill a whole lot of the people the shield is supposed to be protecting. But whether it's a discharge or an emergency shutdown, both scenarios would see us defenseless.
How many energy regulators are broken?
Well, all of them. I've sorted replacements where I can, but Lutz hasn't received his yet.
I will help you with the energy regulators.
I wanted to do it myself, but do you really think you could handle it? But I wouldn't have expected anything else from a cleric. I have the energy regulator here. Please, take it to Lutz and help him to install it. Come back to me when you're done.
Okay, so let's sort out this quest first.
Hey you, I heard you speaking to Eric. He gave you an energy regulator for the dome, right? Give it to me, will you? Very soon now, you're going to need the right sort of friend, and giving that to me will earn you that.
Okay, so I did give him the energy regulator in my Outlaw playthrough, but I'm not going to do it in this one, and I'm also going to explain once we finish all the quests and everything. I'm going to add like some additional story parts that will only happen if we give him the regulator, but for now I do not want to spoil anything, so we're just not going to give him.
I'm a cleric. I won't betray the Dome City.
You clerics all have stakes up your asses. You think your clan wouldn't understand me wanting to stay alive? You didn't even ask me what I'm planning. All I want to do is survive. Well, you might regret it when the time comes. You've lost the chance to make a friend.
Did you flee here from the desert?
Flee? No. but to live in Tavar, you need shards. And despite my talents, I wasn't one of the Duke's favorites, and that made making a profit hard.
What are your talents?
Mechanical and engineering genius. I can make anything you need from bootlaces and glue, as long as I don't get constant interruptions. And staying undisturbed is hard in the Dome City. There's always someone trying to stick their nose in. And those berserkers are the worst for it. One of those assholes killed my friend for fun. Now that bastard is focused on me and nobody's helping me. Even though they know it'll be their turn next, and keeping their head down won't save them.
Who is this berserker that's giving you trouble?
Brabeck. A bull of a man and twice as ugly. Bone-breaking bastard.
About Brabeck. Where can I find Brabeck?
He's usually near the inn. Just follow your nose. If it smells like piss, you found him.
Hey, so I'm not going to take these quests. It's kinda not that great idea to get involved in like politics of the Dome City, because you influence like the stuff that is going on here, so we have to like tread a bit carefully there. And like I said, I'm going to explain that later on why.
Keep your hands off my machines. I don't care if you are a fellow cleric, unless... How are you when it comes to engineering? Do you have any experience? I'm trying to work out whether to use a single-phase or triple-phase generator for the energy supply system.
A three-phase. I assume you want to free up a few surge capacitors in the system. If that's the case, a three-phase generator would provide you with constant power.
Yeah, that's right. Ha, nice to meet someone who understands this kind of thing. Thanks for the help.
Eric sent me.
Thank Kalan. Do you have the energy regulator?
Yes. Here.
Perfect, that looks great, thanks. Thanks for getting that. I'll install it immediately. You better get back to Eric. You can tell him I'm putting it in right now.
Okay, so every quest that you do here changes basically the balance of power, which faction kind of has the power, I guess. And if you mess it up, like, the whole Dome City can fall apart, so yeah. We should tread carefully with this. And we'll see what happens in the end, because in my Berserker playthrough I didn't mess it up, in my Outlaw playthrough I did mess it up, so we'll see what happens here.
Lutz has the energy regulator.
Good. The dome should be more stable now. I thank Kalan for sending you.
How is that even possible?
Alright, so let's speak to Alois. He's in charge here.
Yes? Is there something urgent? I have a lot to do, as you can imagine. This city does not run itself. So, please excuse me if I'm short with you. This city is made up of a whole mass of confusion. Everyone looking for a new start. No one able to forget their past. They need a leader to hold things together.
Leadership and a strong faith.
Correct. That is what distinguishes a true cleric. That is why I'm glad both of us are on the same page. Everyone here wants something. Whatever you're searching for, it will only add to the list of demands we already face. And providing for the people we already have is a logistical challenge. That means to accommodate everyone we're on strict rations, and those rations have to be earned.
Calculating food consumption. Approximately 171,000 kilos of food will be required per year with the current population. Would you like an analysis of the component elements?
Your drone could be very helpful. Would you sell it?
No. I still need it.
That's a shame.
How long have you been in charge of the Dome City?
I've been in office for 8 years now, and it hasn't been easy. Maintaining a neutral position to the factions while fighting the Albs. By Kalan, there really are more pleasant posts they could have appointed me to.
What if someone wanted to replace you?
Some have tried. Yet I am still here. This city was created by the Great Council of Magalan. They made the clerics custodians of this place and their legacy. The Great Council may be long gone, but what they stood for, a unity of purpose, a future for all of Magalan together, that is something we still believe in here. So, it is our job to remain neutral. It is our job to serve all, no matter their background, however hard our residents make it for us.
Listen, the council is gone. Why care about what they said?
You don't think that was a better time? Laws for prisoner exchange that assured borders, set rules for trade. Even if you don't care about the blood spilled since the council's rule was broken, the cleric swore to a code, and that includes keeping our oaths. And an oath was sworn to the council by my forefathers. That makes it my duty to see that oath is kept.
How are things here in the Dome City?
Tense. The battles out there are always reflected in here. Tensions run high if the outlaws attack the clerics, or the clerics attack the berserkers. And there's always the fear of an alb invasion. Those tensions drive greed, anger, and fear. There is war out there, and here your shards will be stolen from your hand if you aren't careful. It's like the world has gone crazy.
Isn't that typical behavior for people?
For those without faith, those without rules or purpose, people lack perfection. That is reserved for our God. Only when we emulate him do we stand a chance of understanding what true harmony looks like. But I digress. Maybe it would help you if I tell you how things are. The berserkers have lived more and more reclusively ever since the pilgrim went into his retreat. The outlaws are more organized now the Duke has taken power, and the Alb separatists seek shelter with us to escape the powers in Zakor. All told, very dark signs that we'd face another global catastrophe. And here we are, in the middle.
Is there something I can help you with?
We all need help at times. You must have noticed that the mood is very heated here. One more issue, one wobble, and everything we've held together here will fall to pieces. One of my people has reported that the outlaws are expecting a weapons delivery. The last thing that this city needs is more weapons. And who knows who the outlaws will sell them to. I want you to intercept this delivery and bring it to me.
Are you having a lot of trouble here in the city?
Keeping the factions together is always an issue. The outlaws are always up to something, but things have gotten worse, and to cap it all, we've had a sharp rise in thefts. I believe an organized group has started operating here. Not the usual outlaws. This group seems to be outside the factions. From the little I've heard, they're more like a secret society than your regular set of theftmongers. I've offered a large bounty for any information that leads to their capture. And capture would be best. I want to find out who their connections are. If you can find out more about this secret society, I can make you rich.
About the outlaws' weapons delivery. You've been using informers to try and catch them?
Of course. Information is key to keeping the peace. But there are always things you miss. And missing things leads to nasty surprises. And I'd rather be the one dealing those out than receiving them. Particularly when it comes to outlaws. Are you going to show me that you are the exception?
I'll take care of that problem for you.
Good. Very well then. Your target is a woman. Her name is Paige. Get her talking and hope that she brings you in on her plan. Take these shards. You may need them to buy yourself some trust. You'll have to find Paige yourself. She's a slippery customer, and we've lost track of her.
Contact? Is there something I should know about her?
Apart from the fact that she's one of the outlaws, no. As soon as you get those weapons or any information, just make sure you bring them to me.
Okay, we have a new quest. Let's find Paige.
I wonder if he was serious about that.
If even half of that is true.
Oh, yeah? Huh. What do we have here? Fresh meat?
Incorrect statement. My magnesium alloy consists of 0% fresh meat.
I didn't mean you, drone.
Analyzing. No one here is fresh. Would advise alternative sustenance.
Yeah, thanks for the advice. How did you get the guard to let you into the dome? Preferential treatment, I bet, seeing as you're a cleric. However you got in, you're going to find it even harder to get out. The clerics are a little jumpy at the moment. You might say paranoid. So, when they do let someone in, it does make me wonder who they are and why the clerics thought letting them in was a good idea.
If it's so hard to get in, what are you doing here?
I got in before things got so paranoid. And I came here for profit, of course. Lots of nervous people close to the Alps tend to be willing to invest shards in their safety, you see. And getting hold of supplies is hard out here. So, if you can get them, you can sell them for a high price. Well, that was the plan. Now, the clerics have stopped me trading and cut off all the supplies.
Where do you get your goods from?
Mostly directly from Tavar. And that's the main problem. Seeing as the clerics have got picky about who comes in and goes out of here. It's impossible to get by the guards without an ID card. And they took mine from me as part of their crackdown. Now they say I'm causing trouble. But what else is a businesswoman supposed to do when she has her business taken from her?
About your trade ban.
Yeah, don't tell me. Trading weapons can pose a danger to the community. But this is about self-defense. The only person who can stop a person with a gun is a person with an even bigger gun. Am I right? I mean, what? Are we supposed to throw rocks at the Albs when they attack? But the clerics want to keep all the guns for themselves and screw the rest of us. They call it neutrality, but I say it's oppression.
Sounds like you could use some help.
Yes, I could. Still, let's say he's right, and that I could get a hold of supplies. Not from Tavar, obviously. They've blocked that route. Let's say I could get some weapons from the Separatists, for example. Let's say they have weapons and need shards, and that they also have the business acumen of a stunned troll, so they need a salesperson. Me, for example. What if I was to say that? And what if I was to say that I have to find someone who could enter and leave the city freely? If I was to say that, then what would you say?
I'd say you're walking a dangerous line.
Spoken like a true cleric. Can't you see I'm a victim here? This city is supposed to be neutral, not an enclave of the Horde. So, where's the neutrality if only one side has guns? So if you blab, what have I lost? Nothing. And without any guns to show, it's just your word against mine, and even Alois isn't going to see that as justice.
I could help you get your weapons.
You? A cleric? Well, need makes strange bedfellows, but you'll have to show me that I can trust you. How about you give me a down payment, a sort of security deposit, and I'll go with that. Don't worry, you'll get enough back as payment if you complete the deal to offset your deposit. How does that sound?
You can trust me.
Pay me, and I will.
Oh, we can use suggestion on her. Let's try that out.
You don't need a payment. You will just trust me.
Right. Trust you. Sure. Now that I think about it, you do look trustworthy. So, this is what you need to do. Leave the city and find a separatist called Radok. I think he's a separatist. But whatever he is, he's a mad fucker. I can't make sense of most of what he says. But he has the weapons, and he likes trade. I think he likes trade. It's hard to tell. He wants to sell the weapons, but you'll have to work on him, okay? He won't just hand them over.
Where can I find Radok?
Up in the Highlands. When we last spoke, he told me he was going to head over to the northeast. He mentioned an abandoned wind turbine. With luck, he'll still be out there.
Alois knows about your weapons delivery. He wants it stopped.
Are you saying he knows I found a way to get some weapons? Where does he keep getting his intelligence from? Still, cat and mouse is what we play, isn't it? So I suppose there's no real change. I need the weapons. He wants to stop me, and so we dance our dance.
Well, we shouldn't have told her that, but I guess it doesn't impact the story that much, so... Yep. Like, we can still get those weapons.
Have you got a few shards for a veteran? Help me out and I'll tell you about the city.
Analyzing. Small donation recommended. Local intelligence would be valuable.
If you need intelligence, I'm your man. Nothing gets by me.
There, take this.
Thanks. Thank you. Oh, I won't forget this. And since you have helped me, I'll make sure my contacts hear about it. You help me, I'll help you. Come back in a few days, yeah? I'll have something that might interest you.
Okay, so let's do the quest for weapons deliveries. So yeah, we can actually teleport to here. Would be like much faster.
Recommend caution. Confusing and brittle terrain.
Yeah, that ring is like nothing that special. And here it is what we picked up, that note. Let's see. Where are you? Here it is. Yeah, like nothing that important, but it gives like tiny bit more like insight in who Radek is. Let's speak to him.
You once possessed great ELEX abilities, didn't you? You're probably a soldier from Zakor, possibly even a commander, but you are now free from ELEX, and from the orders that come from the heart of Zakor. Have you come here to die like the clerics that I just killed? Or are you here to trade?
What can you offer me?
The weapons of my enemies. Never used. Dropped once. Well cleaned. You won't find a drop of their blood on them. I have traveled alone since I left Zakor, and I wish to remain so. Still, if you have information to give me, that would be useful. Information and shards are what an alb needs to survive in the lands of the free people. Not that either of those things help these clerics keep their lives.
Paige sent me.
Paige? Do I know Paige? Faces and names of the free people? They merge into one. But you must mean the woman from the domed city. But I have business to conclude before we speak. It seems there are 2 followers of Kalan nearby who are anxious to see their god in person. And I must send them on their way. Quickly, decide. Will you stand with me in battle?
This is none of my business.
You disappoint me. For if you don't stand with me, that must mean you are my enemy.
We got the weapons that we needed from him.
Now the Alb is dead. Kalan's will has been carried out. Here, a symbol of his mercy. Now, it is time to take the fight to Zakor. May Kalan guide your path in safety until the Albs are defeated.
He ran. That dog really believed he could get away from us. Separatist or Alb, they're all impure. And he paid the price with blood. We're leaving this position as soon as the troop commander gives the signal. If you need something from him, you should speak to him now.
Okay, so let's go back to the Dome City. Hey, we are on full HP now. So I'm going to give the weapons to allies, of course, in this one, since we are clerics. Want to help clerics.
That's what I said.
About the Outlaw's weapons delivery. I have what you wanted.
I'm glad to hear it. I hope that the goods are all here.
Look for yourself.
Good. I wanted the whole shipment intact. Here, your reward. Ah, yes, the weapons dealer. How is he doing? Is he still alive?
The dealer is dead.
Good. Kalan's judgment is ever present. You have my thanks, and I'm sure Kalan's as well. Just one more.
Okay. Let's kind of speak to Paige again and also to that guy Cooper. Just want to see how they will react. Not Paige.
Do you have my delivery?
I gave the weapons to Alois.
Why did I think I could trust a cleric? Faith over logic. You really don't understand profit.
Just get out of here. Go on. Just go.
Cooper, outlaw. You fled here from Tavar, is that you?
Yeah? What do you want?
You know what this is.
Fuck.
You're lucky you're getting a chance. You will leave the city. Be grateful you're being allowed to live. You will go to your camp and be happy to stay there.
I must leave. I will be grateful. I will be happy to stay in my camp.
Let's follow Cooper, see what happens in their camp. Where is he going? Okay. Yeah. He needed to find a pet. Yes, around that rock.
They're always hitting on you here.
Just believe in it. Belief overcomes.
A few shards and all this will be easier.
I'm happy. I like living here. The cleric's law will be obeyed. Something bad happened in the city. I don't want to live there anymore. But it's all right. I'm just grateful I got out of there.
Interesting. Let's ask him what happened.
What happened to you?
Nothing happened. Nothing. Everything is okay. I'm grateful to be here. I'm perfectly happy here. I never want to return to the city.
Yeah, they used the suggestion on him. Yeah, let's talk to Hunter. See what that's about.
Hey, what did you do to Cooper? He's completely fucked up. Just rambling about how happy he is.
I didn't do anything to him.
Shit. Then the suggesters must have got to him. He's had his mind totally scrambled. And those clerics call us outlaws. Piss off and polish your lasers somewhere else, Cleric.
Goods are the whole heart of trade. What's the world without trade?
I'm not sure we spoke to the other guard. Let's see.
Carry on.
There's one more guard on the other gate.
What's happening in the city?
Well, the domed city is a refuge for all. Outlaws, berserker, clerics, anyone who wants to be somewhere other than their homeland. Being away from home, you'd think they'd care less about what faction they were from, but for some reason some of them have got even more fanatical. That makes keeping order difficult sometimes. The outlaws are the worst. They don't understand rules or sharing, or in some cases, that people have a right to stay alive.
You don't seem to like outlaws.
All people are welcome here. The Dome City is a refuge for all. But that means all, not just outlaws. There's a half-dozen outlaws hanging around outside the city at the old farm now. They just want to get in to cause trouble. I mean, we got everyone settled down and living together, and those outlaws, I just wish they'd disappear.
You want the outlaws in the farm to die?
Whoa, whoa, that's not what I said. I just want them to stop causing trouble for good.
Okay, so we can take this quest. I didn't take it in my other playthrough, so I kind of want to see how that will impact the whole balance of power in Dome City. So yeah, like I got two different outcomes for my Outlaw playthrough and my Berserker playthrough. Want to see what will happen here, so I'm going to take this quest.
About the outlaws in the farm.
You mean the threat on our doorstep? The canker in our midst? They who should disappear?
Where are these outlaws?
They've gathered east of here at an old farm, not far from the city walls. You can't miss them.
If the price is right, I will take care of the outlaws.
I would have hoped the Cleric would do this from a sense of duty, but if you will get rid of them, I will pay. I will have your reward ready when you come back. Oh, it'll be such a relief to know they're gone. But you need to prove you did it by bringing me their heads.
Okay, I'll bring you their heads.
By Kalan, what? No, no, what am I supposed to do with their heads? No, I didn't. Just make sure that the outlaws disappear. And don't trade with them, or you can forget your reward. And no heads. Don't bring me any heads.
Okay, so we have that quest now.
Carry on.
Let's teleport back. So if you want to see how the other outcome is in the Dome City, yeah, like watch the beginning of other two playthroughs.
I don't know the guy.
Analyzing structural integrity.
We're afraid of that. I've got a message for you from Gustav, the guard on the gate.
What does that tool want? I can't imagine he's opening the gate for us.
He wants you all dead.
And he sent you to tell me that. I always said that piss streak was a coward. We're going nowhere. You tell him that.
I'm not telling him anything. Leave now, or die.
If we leave, we're dead anyway. So I guess that leaves us here.
Is someone gonna help me with this asshole?
I don't think we should have killed that guy. That was... yeah. It's got like thrown out of the Dome City. That's why it kinda said that we committed the crime, but let's kinda like carry on with it, see what happens. We might need to pay a fine. Okay, so let's collect all of this stuff now, because before we couldn't do it from those outlaws that were here. Yeah, we actually stole that stuff already. And not much there. Let's report back to the guard.
Initiating area scan. Detecting high levels of obsolescence.
We might actually not get a reward money. Because I think we actually stole the reward money before. We pickpocketed him. But yeah, that was, I recorded those videos like a long time ago, so I'm not 100% sure what will happen. Let's see.
About the outlaws in the farm.
You mean the threat on our doors?
The outlaws have gone.
Gone? You mean... You've not brought me any heads, have you? No? No. Good. Look, here's a reward. And the Dome City's thanks. And if any more outlaws take up residence there or inside the city, let me know. I would like to remain informed. It was good doing business with you.
Okay. So he did give us some money, but I know that he had a lot of money on him when we pickpocketed him. That's why I thought we might not get many money from him. Alright, what else can we do? We should speak to this guy here. See, yeah, we do not have any more quests, so let's pick this one up.
Ah, the gift and treasures of travel, for it brings new encounters. So what are you? Merchant? Bounty hunter? Or a nobody, like most people out there?
I was an alb once.
And you go around admitting that? And you're still alive? How'd you manage that?
Let's just say it's complicated.
Yeah, I can imagine. You anything to do with these separatists? Why are there so many of you guys coming to the Dome City?
You'll have to ask the separatists. I'm not one of them.
And I guess that's what I have to do. I was hoping you would have an answer. But as far as I see it, the way we are now, we should get along wonderfully with each other. I mean, otherwise, you wouldn't have even spoken to me, right?
How do people live here?
Here, smoke one with me, before you start bombarding me with questions, yeah? I have the best stuff here.
What do you have to offer?
Troll dung, rat scab, it's all first-class stuff. Snort it, smoke it, either way, you'll never forget the experience.
Forget it.
Well, that's your choice. From time to time, you need to open a door in your head and look inside, right? But if you won't, then all the more for me. That done, let's get into the real business.
Business? With me?
You see someone else here? Real business. A proper opportunity. You see, the Clerics have had this city under their control for years. And the Duke thinks they're planning to take control everywhere, sooner or later. And he thinks the Dome City could be the starting point for their military campaign. So, my job is to find out if he's right, if there is something brewing that could be dangerous for us in Tavar.
What information have you gathered about the Clerics?
Pretty much nothing so far. They've not been very loose-lipped around me. I must sorta stand out.
So, you want me to be your spy?
I want you to find out information. As far as I'm concerned, you can sympathize all you want with the Clerics. That doesn't change the fact that war doesn't help anybody, right? We should avoid fighting amongst ourselves until the Albs are out of the picture, right? Don't take that comment on the Albs personally.
What do you expect from me?
All that you have to do is get some answers out of somebody, and I've even got the guy lined up ready for you. His name is Lutz. He's one of Alois's technicians. As far as I know, he's trying to re-establish communications with the other clerics in Ignadon, while Alois will tell you the clerics here are neutral, separate from the ones in the Horde. Go and grill Lutz. Find out if there'll be an offensive soon. Do that, then come back to me as soon as you have any useful information.
Temporary access to internal databanks requires access authorization.
No, buddy. I mean other information, but thanks for the offer.
Hey, so we can say that we won't work against the Clerics. Yeah, I'm going with that one, so... I did the other one in the Outlaw playthrough.
I won't work against the Clerics.
Against is such an ugly word. Let's just say you're working for filling your pockets with shards. That sounds much better.
Forget it.
I can't. I'm under orders. But you You spend a bit more time here. Take a good look at the clerics. I think you'll soon see you don't want to help them out.
Why do you think that these technicians will know about the cleric's plans?
Because he's the guy that maintains all the communications equipment. He must have heard something from the comms. And he's more likely to talk than anyone further up the chain. I want to know what he's heard. I need to know what he knows.
I still, we didn't want to take part, but we are still, taking part. Basically, you cannot turn down this quest. Yeah, do we have, some natural ELEX? No. Okay. Definitely want to get some later on. Let's speak to Lutz again.
I heard you are having trouble establishing communications with the Horde in Igniton.
That is just... Wait. How do you know that? That's confidential.
I just overheard someone talking about it.
So the word is out? That is a worry, a real worry. Well, we can't waste any more time. We need to fix that comms relay station before anyone tries to take advantage of our problems. Since you're in the know, can you help me?
You can count on me.
Good, thank you. If you don't help us, we could lose everything we have here. And if things fall apart out there, you can be certain that it will get bloody for everyone.
What's so important about fixing your communications right now?
We're awaiting the delivery of some combat mechs. But they haven't arrived, and we've no way to check why without communications being re-established. That's why we've got to get the link back up now, so we can find out what's going on.
What do you need combat mechs for?
I don't know. I guess they're worried about security. And supplies. We need firepower to get enough food and tech spares into the dome to keep things going. And that's before the Alps. Zekor might have left us alone recently, but who knows how long that'll last. But it's not just about mechs. It's about food and news and everything else. We need a link with the Horde to keep this place going. We need to get this fixed as soon as possible. And please, please, keep this problem confidential. Otherwise, we are very likely to face even greater challenges. Here are the coordinates of the relay station that's gone down. It's over to the northeast of the city. Head that way and keep looking out for an antenna on the horizon. But I have no idea what the issue is there. You might be able to fix it at the bottom, but there's a chance you might have to climb the antenna mast. There will be a device somewhere on site that you can use to recalibrate the antenna. I hope that'll be enough to fix the problem.
Yeah, we can speak again to the outlaw, though it's kinda not the great idea if you are helping Lutz, so I won't tell him anything, basically, but I wanted to show you that.
I spoke to Lutz.
You got me just in time. I was right about to light one up. So, go ahead. What did he say?
I assume you don't want to hear about the energy regulators.
No, I don't want you to put me to sleep. I need information about what the clerics are planning. He must have said something about their plans.
He didn't say anything that would interest you.
Are you sure? Completely sure that he didn't say anything useful? Maybe this will refresh your memory.
No, that was everything.
Well, that's a start. But are you sure he didn't have anything else to offer? Think. Is there anything you can tell me?
No, I told you everything I know.
All right. Well, I'll have to try and work with the information I have then. So, I promised you a reward. Here.
So if we actually told him about the communications relay, he would... let's mark this. He would give us a bug to plant on the communication relay so they can listen on clerics, and if we go on with like telling him about the combat mechs, that would yeah, they would like start working against the clerics if we do that, so definitely changing the balance of power, so it's something to watch out for. Yeah, like killing these mutants is really good. Like we get natural ELEX from them. Okay, let's do the quest. Okay, they have an ALB problem here.
Energy source discovered. Analyzing.
That was what was like screwing with the energy relay.
Energy source is not standard ALB defensive shielding.
Yeah, we definitely have lots more mana to do this kind of stuff now.
No. No. Too easy.
Some plasma cells. That wasn't half bad. Yeah, I should like watch out for this. Let's actually use some energy drink to see how much it's going to restore. Now it doesn't restore our whole energy. Before it did. So we need to climb this thing. It's going to take some time to do it. Kinda far up. Okay. No, you crony. I want to use a ladder there. I wonder if that amulet restores fixed amount or percentage. I think it restored more before. Yeah. I have to check the description of the amulet. Well, it says energy regeneration +1. Doesn't like... I'm not sure if it's percentage. If it's percentage, then it's like ridiculously OP. But it probably isn't. We'll see that when we get that battery skill that increases our energy. It's like good idea to like use few buffs and then see how much time it needs to regenerate, then go get those talents, then like do it again to like test it out. Okay, so we need to do some stuff here.
Okay, that should be child's play. It seems to have worked.
Okay, we restored the communication array. Okay, we can pick that up. Put this. And let's get back to the... Is this like steel mark? I don't know. Alright, let's go back to the... Lutz, I guess. I wonder how much experience we need. Yeah, we're kinda getting close to the next level.
I recalibrated the antenna.
Yes, thank you. We've already started to get messages through. We've had to do a bit of clearing up at this end, but that's a minor issue. What do you think? Is the station to the northeast in a good state, or are we likely to get another failure?
I'd recommend stationing some people there to defend the antenna.
If it were only that easy. There are always other things to demand resources. Ah, well, I'll just have to see if I can persuade the powers that be. Here, this is for you. You shouldn't think that I don't value your service to our cause. Maintenance...
Okay, I think we won't have anything with Daryl anymore. But let's double check. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to go to the next NPC that we need to do quests for, but I'm going to start doing them in the next video. So let's get to the next NPC. Okay, so the next NPC should be in this house. Vivian, so we'll start doing quest for her in the next episode. So guys, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.